Okay, so we're going to start this morning with a bucket. You're going to make sure, I actually did make a mistake on this from yesterday's. Let me show this one. This one here. So we haven't gone in great detail on this, but I want to make sure you understand that who's winning the battle here? Who has the bigger number, the bottom or the top? And you can tell the bottom is bigger by how much is it bigger. So the way to do this is your fractions here. Who wins the battle? The bottom. So the bottom's going to have the answer. How much does it win by? You're subtracting. If you think about it, these four knock out four of these guys. So we subtract, okay? We subtract, bring it down, and it stays on the bottom. Now, is this my final answer? Almost. You also have to have the 1 holding it together, okay? There has to be a 1 there. So make sure you understand that, but I need to fix this because, let's go back here. The answer is wrong. As this is the answer. That's not the answer. The answer is actually, come on, fix it. It's this one. All right, so this bucket shouldn't be an issue. Anything to the 0 power turns to 1. Make sure there's an invisible 1 there. There's an invisible 1 here, okay? So when you do this math, it's going to be subtracting. So b to the 6 is on top, and that's all you have to do. You don't have to put a 1 on the bottom, okay? And as you keep going through here, same concept here. You remember you're just going to add. So 8 plus a negative 2. Well, that's actually subtraction, Marusik. Yep, it'll be 8 to the 6. Okay. Now, go ahead and do that bucket. Push pause, Miss Alonzo, and let's have him go ahead and do this bucket. Then, now after that bucket, cool. I want you guys you're still in warm-up mode. We're still going to now go into a live quizzes. Same idea. This one has a little more intense problems like these, where you're just going to be multiplying 3 times 2, so it's 7 to the 6th. All right, go ahead and get through this one. This one's a little tricky because these two are going to cancel out. Oops, these two are going to cancel out. So there's no y going to be an answer, but it's going to be x to the 7th. Okay. As we keep going through here, do the best you can. Now, let's go into our actual notes. So on the back side of your flip book, we're going to use the very back side. And this is a new concept. We haven't covered really that much yet, but it's something that I was going to wait till next week, but I think we're ready. And I want to show you. It's going to be called, write this on the top, negative exponents. And negative exponents. All right, so today we're going to start slow. We're not going to go too crazy in it, but I want to make sure you know what's going on. So if I had 2 to the negative 3, all right, I want you to flip this. It's all about flipping. So I'm going to put a note underneath here. Never leave never leave it as a never leave it as a negative exponent. It must flip sides and become positive. That sounds kind of confusing, but write it down. Never leave it as a negative exponent. It must flip sides and become positive. Flip sides, what does that mean? Well, when you flip the side, it's either the numerator or the denominator. So here, we're going to flip sides. All right, we're going to flip sides, so it's going to be, we're going to have it as 1 over 2 to the third. And that looks confusing, but the negative became positive, but it had to flip sides and go to the bottom. Whenever you have something on the bottom, it can't stay there without the 1 on top. So let me show you another one. X to the negative 2, flip sides, becomes positive, but you can't leave it alone. It has to have a 1 on the top holding it together. What if it's... All right, same idea. Must become positive. All right, let me give you a curveball. All right. Last one. This one's going to be a confusing one. What if I gave you this one? Remember, if the basis is the same, you add the exponents. But for this one, when you add across, what's that going to look like? Right? Negative 2 plus negative 10, they combine together to become negative 12. Are you allowed to leave it like that? No. All right. So just remember, if you have a negative, it has to flip sides. Negatives have to flip. They're unhappy. They're sad. To be happy, to turn positive, they have to flip sides. Okay? We'll go more into this next week, but this is the kind of the initial idea of what we're doing. So write this all down. And now we're going to jump into your Desmos. All right, as you go through the Desmos with me, this first question I like. What is your dream job? Sketch it if you'd like. All right. I will go ahead and do mine real quick. You're like, Mr. Marusik, this should be your dream job, right? Oops, my thing's glitching out. Teaching is an amazing job, and I do love to teach. But if anybody knows me well, I also love to play golf. So if I was to be a professional golfer and play the most amazing courses in the world, that would be pretty amazing. Sorry, I'm drawing a green here. There we go. There's Mr. Marusik golfing. He has really short legs, apparently. All right, so now, next problem. What's the rule for this problem? Give me an explanation of the rule if you can for me. That'd be great. All right, so for this one, I would say multiply the exponents and keep the base. And I don't know if you guys can actually give me the answer with this guy. Let's see here. If I click that, I do 7. And if you hit Shift 6, Shift and 6, it gives you the exponent. Shift and 6 together. And then 3 times 2 is 6. And there's my answer. All right. Love these problems. So now I want you to make up your own problem and solve it for me. Whatever you want. Any problem you want with this little box. So the little box, if I put 5 here and 2 So then I'd have 2 to the 10th. Okay? Love these kinds of questions. These are great. All right, next one. What is the rule for this problem? Take some time and then give me an answer if you can. When the bases are the same, you must add the exponents. Hit this button B. 3 and 4 is 7, plus 7 is 14, plus the other one is 15. Shift 6, 15. All right, make up your own problem here and solve it. We did 5 and 4. Okay. -2, +5. Ooh, this is a good one. I just made up my own. You do your own as well. Now, we just did a note on negative exponents too, so it is kind of tricky to see if you can handle this. This one would be 3. Okay, -2 plus 5 is 3. What if I did it the opposite way? What if I put this as 5? And this is 3. Or 2, whatever it was. So -5 plus 3, that would be x to the -2. Remember, you're making up your own. -2. But what does that equal? Remember, you don't leave anything negative. Has to flip sides. Has to flip sides. And what goes on the top? A 1. Okay. 1 over x to the second power. All right. A12 over A7 is going to become what? What are you going to do with this guy? This guy comes up. You subtract it. All right. So subtract the exponents. Keep answer on side of bigger number. That makes sense to you. The top was the bigger number, so the answer is going to be on the top. A to the shift 6. Oop, I gotta do that first. So we do A to the shift 6. Okay. All right, this one, make up your own. I love this guy. This is a good one. So I'm going to say 5. Let's make them both 5s. You can do whatever you want. But I would keep these the same basis, so you can actually do the problem. 5, 10 on top, we'll say 5, 8 on the bottom. Who wins the battle, the top or the bottom? The top by 2. Okay. Very nice, very nice. Let's keep it going. All right, handle your business here. This is a little trickier because now the top is not the bigger number, the bottom is. So go ahead and try this one out. All right, bottom's a bigger number, so it's going to be subtracting. Remember, you're going to subtract. You're going to get x to the 4th on the bottom. The 1 has to come and hold that fraction together. Okay, you can't have this fraction all be alone here. You have to have the 1 on top. If the bottom of the denominator is bigger, it stays in the denominator. Okay? Now make up your own, maybe something similar to that one. And I'm going to do that too. Make up your own. X6 on the bottom, 1 on the top. 1 over x to the 6th. Okay? Keep it going. All right, how do you simplify this? Use your flip book. How do you simplify this? If you want to explain it to me, go for it. Try it out. Try to explain it to me. I'm going to write, sorry, the exponent. I know this isn't proper. English teachers are going to get mad at me. Here we go. The exponent must flip sides and have a 1 as the numerator. That's one way to explain it. Let me see if I can actually write it out, though, here. 1 over, 1, and then I did the backslash. The backslash is right next to the shift on the right side of your keyboard. Backslash, and then I go 3, shift 6 to the third. I know I get fancy here. Getting so fancy. All right. 1 over 3 to the third. That's what it looks like. Process that. Put that in your brain. Put that in your brain right there. We're getting to the trail run here, the end run here. Let's go. Keep it going. Sketch your answer. All right. So what's this going to look like? I know it's a little blurry. It's not your eyes. It's this. It's the copy of the image. What's your answer going to be here? Take your time. Use your flip book. All right. 1 over 2 to the 5th. 1 over 2 to the 5th. All right. Next one. What do you do with these two numbers? Ooh, this is one we did in our flipbook as well. Did we even do this exact one? I think we did. No, very similar, very similar. 7, go for it, to the negative 8. Are you allowed to leave it that way? No, you got to make it 1 over 7 to the 8th. 1 over 7 to the 8th, okay? Keep it going. All right, the next one. 2 and 4, 6. 6 minus 8. 8 to the negative 2. Negative 2, okay? Very cool. So then hold on. What do you have to do now? You can't leave it like that. You have to flip it, make it go down. So it's going to be what? 1 over a squared. Okay? All right. Add these all up. See what you get. Do the best you can. You're going to get 4 negative 2. This is going to be 2, right? Well, let's just do it this way. 4 plus 9, or 4 plus 5 is 9, right? Negative 2, negative 8. That's going to be negative 10. 9 minus 10, that's going to be negative 1. Are you allowed to leave it that way? 1 over 3 to the first power. All right, let's keep it going. All right, now, what are you going to do here? Make up your own. Make sure the bases are the same. Then what? All right. Now, I made this kind of easy. It wasn't like the other one. So 6 minus 1, that's going to be 5 to the 5th. You feel free to put any negatives you want in here. Make it as negative crazy as you'd like, okay? All right, we're almost there. Last slide. All right, what are you going to do with this one? A5 over A3, B10 over B3. Let's see. A squared, because of this battle here. And then here, what about this one? B to the 7th. All right. Great job, you guys.